Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Queen G Live Experience. I am your host, Queen G, and today's show is very important. We're going to be entering into areas that we've never gone before. Wow. So, I'm a mother, I'm a parent, and as parents, when we birth them into the world, and we are blessed to be chosen for that particular role in our lives, it's very important. And if you're like me, you give your all and you give your best and you do your best. Um, None of it comes with a handbook. It is not the type of thing that is given instruction. So, we don't come with a handbook of instruction on how to parent, if you know what I mean. And you kind of have to step into that position and you learn on the job. Well, there are many things that impact families and our lives, and one thing that has definitely been one of the most confusing, heartbreaking, heart wrenching things is when a parent loses a child to gun violence. Um, I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine what that feels like, what that looks like. I don't. I don't want to even think about experiencing things like that. And I do know in this day and time, I do know this that there are a lot of unsolved murders of children that were lost to gun violence. So and we can get very political with this. I'm gonna tap the surface as much as I can and not go too deep. But I do know that there's a lot of reasons as to why these crimes are unsolved. Some of it is, within the police department itself. Some could be, people that just lie. People try to cover up the truth of what the real issues are, and it's very controversial. And we know it could get really, really deep. And for parents that have suffered loss from this, it's just really just heartbreaking. So today's show, we're gonna talk to um, mothers who have actually physically lost children to gun violence. We're gonna speak to them. I want to give you the name of this one particular group who we're going to be interviewing today. And y'all, this is the most serious I've done show wise. But, I was asked by Brandy of Big Red Entertainment to facilitate this particular forum today. And I thought it's a scary but an amazing opportunity. So I thought I would step into it and just see if we can bring awareness as much as we can from this platform to people all over the world about this issue. So we have a group by the name of Mothers Against Gun Violence Warrior Moms, that was also created by, I hope I'm saying this right, it was also created by Brandy Martin as well. And there's a documentary also that was created from this particular sweet mom losing her child to gun violence. And that documentary is called No Love. And Brandy Martin, produced and wrote this documentary based on the experiences of her own situation. Now, what we're going to do today, we're going to go into an exclusive moment that we've never experienced before. They're actually there. The moms are at an office. They are protesting and trying to get some answers on location as to why these murders have been unsolved, and they want answers. They want answers, as they should. We all should inquire about why these crimes are unsolved and why things haven't been figured out and why these cases haven't been brought to the proper hands so that they can get solved. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot. And I want everybody that's watching and tuning in today, please share the show. It's going to be very, very interesting and controversial. Very different for me. I'm waiting on the moms to actually um, get done with where they are. And they're actually protesting on location right now. So I'm gonna let me see something really quick. I'm gonna reach out to Brandy. Let me give you some names also of some of our guests that we'll have. Our first guest, her name is Kent Nila Blackfull. She's a mother of Kentavia Blackfull, 12-year-old honor student that was killed on her birthday. And my face is very serious because I'm a mom. My daughter is I'm a mom of 7 children total. Um, my God. And if this child was an honor student, hitting the books, very smart, very um, astute in what she's doing, that her parents were good parents. That they were putting and investing a lot of energy and time into this child, and to be taken innocently, from a gun. It's just I'm so numb right now from thinking about this kind of stuff. Like I don't even want to wrap my brain around it. So that's one of our moms. Okay. Guest number 2, Ebony Phillips. She's the CEO of Let Us Live Support Group. She's going to also be on the show today. Um, Let me tell them that I'm ready for them. And then we got um, our guest number 2, like I said, her name is Ebony Phillips. She's the CEO of Let Us Live Support Group. And then we also have Brandy Martin, who her daughter was killed July 5th, 30 days after her birthday, 4th of July. She was shot in the head on the streets of Chicago. So we have our first guest in queue. Let's get her in here. I think we have a couple of moms on here. Okay, hey ladies, I'm gonna add you guys to the stream, okay? And then we'll take
Hello.
one story at a time. Hello, welcome to the Queen Bee Live Experience. How are you?
Hello. We doing good. I'm too close
Um,
to y'all. We too close to each other.
yeah,
You see
yeah.
how I'm
Try to.
looking at me? Yeah, we too close.
Okay. I think. Let me make sure that I can. Yeah, I can hear you better now. I think.
Okay, you can hear me? Okay. Can you hear me?
Do you have
Yeah, I can hear
earphones, honey? Do you guys have
I
earphones?
didn't
I
no, I
have
didn't know I didn't know I needed them.
Okay. Okay. No worries. We'll do the best that we can.
you probably just talk off my
Maybe
phone because I got the
Contilla.
AirPod. Cause
Okay.
This is what I'll do, Ebony. Ebony, this is what I'll do. Let's go ahead and get Contilla and hear her story first, right? And then I'll bring
Yes.
you back on, okay?
Okay.
So we won't have the feedback. Is that okay?
Yes,
Okay.
that's
I'll
great.
bring you right back on, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, honey. Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe it'll work a little better. Contilla, Am I
Yes.
saying your name right?
No. It's
No,
Kenaya.
Kent Kanaya. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just correct me if it's wrong anytime. Just
That's fine.
correct me. And tell everybody to get off of the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I gotta
don't.
exit out of it.
Just
That's what it
if
is.
you can go to the actual page, Queen G Live Experience, and watch the show from
She
there.
said go to the actual
Queen G
page.
Live Experience is the actual page. Tell them to go on there and watch it from there.
Okay.
See
Ebony.
now I don't hear the
She
feedback. There
said
we
go to
go.
the actual page and go click on it from there. On the actual page.
That way they can see it.
Hmm.
They can see it. See everything and hear the whole entire show, and we'll be able to keep it simplified. And then I'll bring them on one at a time. So introduce yourself, honey, and tell us a little bit about your story. First of all, I want to say I am so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Um, I'm a mom, and I can't even begin to imagine. And I'm trying to hold the tears back because I am a mother. I just, wow. Um, so go ahead. Look, I don't want to get you teared up because
Hmm.
I will cry in a heartbeat. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But tell us your story. Tell us who you are, and kind of as much as you can, give us your story of how what happened to your child and your experience.
Okay. Um, hold on. My headphone. It connected to my car. Can you hear me?
I can hear you well, actually.
Okay. Um, so my name is Kent Nyla Blackful. I'm the mother of Kentavia Blackful. My daughter, we were sitting in the living room planning her birthday party, and um, two guys decided to come down the street and shoot into my home and shot my daughter in the head. Um, she fought as hard as she could. The next day was her birthday. She died later on that day on her birthday. I've been dealing with so much since then. The day my daughter was shot that same night, everyone knew who did it. The police knew, the community knew, but no one was picked up for questioning. No one did anything. They have so much evidence, but yet they still haven't pressed charges for the two suspects. So that's why we came down to Kim Fox's office today to see why haven't nothing happened yet? And you know who did it. It's not a case where you don't know what happened. You actually know the two suspects. You know what did it. We have people, witnesses that came in. You have footage. You have things, and you haven't did anything.
So these guys are still out, free as a bird, roaming around, and they know that these for sure are the ones that took your child's life.
Exactly. Exactly.
I want to. This is very heartbreaking, but you probably have told this story many times. I want to take us back to that day that everything happened. If you can talk about it, tell us about
Um,
the encounter of what happened only moments after she was shot.
After she was shot, it took a while for the ambulance and the police to come. So basically, during that time, I had my other children in the house with me, and at that moment, all I could think about was just being there with my baby. Letting her know that she wasn't alone, and I was, telling her to hold on and to fight until the police came. When the police and the ambulance came, once they came, like I said, it took a while for them to come. And then once they came, it took them even longer to even get her in the ambulance. Um, that was a horrible ride to the hospital. Um, when we got there, they basically told me that it wasn't no hope for her.
Have you ever experienced anything as tragic as that?
No, not at all. No, that's the worst night of my life. That is like a nightmare that I relive. The last images I have of my baby is not even the ones of her in the hospital. It's the ones of her on that floor, on my living room floor, fighting for her life.
My God.
And my daughter, I have my other daughter was there. At the time, my daughter was 6. My other daughter was 6 years old, and I'm trying to tell her to stay back so she wouldn't see her sister like that because they were side by side. It could have been both my kids. They were side by side, and I was trying to keep her back so she couldn't see it. But you know, we are all hysterical. I'm telling her to get back, but I'm trying to still, hold my baby hand and let her know just to hold on and fight. And I'm right here. It's like when I was talking to Brandy about it, and I told her, I said it's a bittersweet because it's a lot of moms that wasn't there when their child was killed, and I was actually able to be there to let her know that she was not by herself, and I was there with her every step of the way.
Right, right, right. And in a messed up kind of weird kind of way, it kind of gives you peace a little bit, you know, to know that, at the last
Right, that I was there.
moments that you were fighting with her as she transitioned. And this is one of the most difficult shows I've ever done. Like I've never even been presented with this type of show before. So I want you to know that, like, I just can't imagine, and that my heart is just hurting just even hearing the story about what happened to your baby. So what, let me ask you this. What is it that you want the world to know right now about justice for your daughter, about the space you're in? Tell us where you are right now today, because we got a lot of moms to talk to today. If you had a message that you wanted to get to the police department or to the Congress or the world, or the people that are watching this show, what message would that be?
My message is that I'm not giving up. It's evidence. Like I said, everyone know who killed my child. The police, the mayor of Harvey. When my daughter was killed, he did a press conference in front of my house while she was still fighting for her life. She hadn't even um, passed yet, and he did a balloon release in front of my house while she was still fighting for her life. And he told the world that he was going to help find the killers of my baby. He wasn't going to stop until he got justice, and that we was going to go door to door, and none of that happened. Instead, they gave these guys a chance to run. They when they issue warrants months later. They gave these guys chances to run. It's been people that's been coming in giving statements. It's so much evidence, and they're not doing anything. The suspects themselves gave statements that put themselves there, that saying that they did it, but the state's attorney is not doing anything about it. My case is out in Markham. This happened in Harvey, so I deal with the state's attorney, Kathy Morrissey, out in Markham. So that's why I'm going over her to Kim Fox today. That's what today was about. And if I have to go over her, then I'll go over her. But I'm not stopping. If I have to go
That's
to
right.
the White House, I will be there because you're not going
That's
to tell
right.
me that you know who killed my baby and you're not going to do anything about it.
Well, I just want you to know that, us as a platform here at Queen G Live Experience, we are going to do what we can to bring as much awareness to this issue as possible. And that I will go fighting with you as a parent, from a parent standpoint, to do my best to bring awareness to what's happening. And I'm gonna go ahead and add my next guest on so that I can get their story as well. But I just want to thank you for your courage. I want to thank you for your diligence and consistency, and that one day, somehow, some way, I believe God is going to open this up and bring justice to your situation. So thank you so much. Thank you for being a special guest on this show and giving us your story. I hope
Thank
you can
you
hear
for
me.
listening and for getting my story out there. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to get my next
Yes.
guest on. Let's go ahead and add the next. We have Ebony Phillips of Let Us Live. I believe she is our next guest. I don't see her yet, but we are going to speak with her. Whew, I'm trying to pull myself together, guys. That was, my God. I didn't know I was gonna be so devastated with them. Just hearing it, like, wow. I'm fighting hard just to pull back the tears and to try to host right now. This is not about a hosting thing. This is about being a parent and understanding, the tragic aspect of this. Hey, Ebony, how are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
I'm okay. Welcome to the Queen G Live experience. Okay. So your name is Ebony Phillips, and you have, is it an organization called Let Us Live?
Yes, it's a support group. It's a support group. So I
It's a
help
support
grieving
group. Okay.
families. And I started, now I'm from Harvey as well. And me and my
Okay.
husband was together for 15 years. Great father, great husband. We was, we were setting goals out here. You know what I mean? We had a great relationship. We really wanted to, live our lives together to the end of our lives without someone taking them from us, because I feel like my life.
We're having an issue with the stream. I don't know what is going on, but we're going to try to see if we can get her in a good spot, and we'll be able to, because I want to be able to hear everything our mothers are saying. I don't want it to be distorted. Let's see if she can come back on. Let me reach out to them and tell her to join in again. Sorry, guys. Sometimes it depends on where everybody is and where they're standing. What type of reception we get. Thank you guys, everybody that's tuning in to today's show. Today's topic is mothers against gun violence. And so far, we've heard one mother's story about her child being murdered right there in her living room, which is, I'm still trying to kind of pull myself together emotionally behind that story. But this is Ebony Phil.
Okay.
Ebony, if you
All right.
can, Ebony, try to stay in one spot, Mama.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So
Okay.
me and my husband, we was together for 15 years. We spent every day together. It was the only life that I knew. And we pulled up. We was on our way to our favorite spot. We was going to the casino to eat because we go to the casino and eat a lot. And it was 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything about that day seemed normal. We pulled up to a light on Sibley and Torrance, and someone pulled up on the side of us and just got to shooting. They shot in my vehicle over 20 times, and he shielded me, but he didn't make it. he ended up falling out the car on the passenger side. He was driving the car, but we was trying to get out the car on my side. And like as he was shielding me, he was praying because he's a praying man. And he was just like, God, I'm being hit, please cover me. But unfortunately, when he fell out the car and I fell out behind him, he was driving, so the car was still rolling. And people was out there recording and everything. It had went viral on Facebook. And as the car was rolling, I got the chasing the car because I was just on my spot. Yes.
I can't hear you, honey, at all. It's like breaking up so bad.
Let me try to get some headphones.
I didn't hear your whole story, and I want to make sure we can hear you.
Wait 1 second. Brandy headphones broke. Hello.
Sometimes with these live streams, we do have to get headphones and stuff like that. Go ahead and do a mic check. Let me see if what the sound sounds like.
Okay, I can hear you. What do I need to do? Okay.
No.
I can hear you. No. Let's see.
It says we can hear her, Queen. Okay. I don't know why, but it's breaking up on my end. Everybody's saying that they can hear you.
Okay. So
I guess go ahead and tell your story, but I want to make sure I can't really hear. I don't know why. Let me jump out and come back in. Just stay right there, okay?
All right.
Okay. I don't know. Let me try it again. But go ahead. Go ahead and if you can start over again for me one more time.
Okay, yes, no problem. So like I said, me and my husband, his name is Tyrone Smith. We've been together for 15 years. He was the only life that I knew. He was my everyday, my morning, noon, and night. We did everything together. We did a lot of things together, and I really miss him. And he wasn't the type of person that would harm or hurt anybody. He was just a father and a husband. And so on April 10th, 2019, we pull up to a stoplight. And when we pull up to the stoplight, we just talking, we having a normal conversation. He actually smiling. His spirits was very high that day. And someone just pulled on the side of us and got the shooting. As we get out the vehicle, he falls face first on the ground out the vehicle. I run because my car was still in motion. So I run and get my phone off the seat because I know I had just had my phone in my hand. And I have been through this with my son. My son was shot when he was 3 years old, actually. He was shot in his head, but he's living, he survived. And when he was shot, I said that I couldn't call 911. And I said that I would never in my life be in a situation like that where I could not call 911. So I got to my phone, I called 911, I let them know, try to put my coat over them. I dropped down to my knees because that's what I felt worked with my son. So I dropped down to my knees and I began to pray. And, and I try to be as loud as I can to ask him to stay with me and don't leave me. But the ambulance pulled up quick. They was there in 2 minutes. But unfortunately, when they turned him around, he wasn't breathing. They was trying to perform CPR on him and things like that. And it wasn't looking good. I was devastated. I was hurt. Everything, I felt like everything was taken away from me. Like everything I worked so hard for, all my goals, all my dreams, everything just faded away. And I just didn't know how to live. I didn't know how to go home. And as I'm just in the house, just wondering, like, how did this day come? How did this happen? I never in a million years imagined for something like this to happen to me. So September 23rd, I'm in the house, just in my bed, crying the day away. This happened in April. So September, I'm still in the house depressed, I don't know what to do with myself. And I go on Facebook and I see that a 12-year-old girl was killed on her birthday, in Harvey, the hometown that I'm from, that I lived my whole life at. And I was disgusted. I was just so disgusted. I was just like, I hate everyone. How can y'all do this? This is a 12-year-old honor student. She never even probably received a C in her life. Kentavia was so smart. She was in a pledge group where she helped kids stay out of trouble. I can show videos that I have of her awards. They are 3 minutes long. The state of Illinois was rewarding her every year for outstanding student. She was ahead of the basketball team. She was winning champ. This baby had a life ahead of her. She had everything to look forward to. She could have been anybody. Anything she wanted to do, she was destined to do it. She was a 12-year-old with gold. And I have a 14-year-old son. He just turned 14. I never met a kid just as talented and, such a great big sister. You see her pictures, she's smiling. I went to the funeral. I never knew Kentavia's mom. I never met her. But when I went to the funeral and I learned so much about her, I was just like, this is devastating. But the day that I heard of it, I started a support group that day. And I went and got shirts and I called it Let Us Live, because I'm tired of our Black men getting killed. I'm tired of police brutality. I'm tired of our kids being taken away. I'm just tired of it. So I have a support group where I help grieving families. So that day I started a march. And it was raining the day, the next day or whatever, and it was raining, and I marched from in front of Kenila House, Kentavia mom, and to the police station to find out what's going on. How did this child get killed? They instantly blamed us. They blamed the community. And at this time, I'm not into arguing. I'm not into wasting my breath or time no more. Life's too short for that. So at this time, I'm like, you know what? It could be the community, and it's also you guys. It's everybody together. Let's just try to figure out what we can do to solve this situation. And I was able to speak
Which
to
is why I think Brandy Martin thought that this would be a great way to, bring everybody together to express what's actually physically happening. You know what I mean? If we don't bring awareness to stuff, like, it's just go sit there. And
the tragic about it is that people don't care until it's them. Because
right.
I wouldn't be here today if my husband wouldn't get killed while we was in the car together. I promise, I probably wouldn't be standing here today. But it hit home, and it's like I just want to help everyone else that's going through it, because I don't want nobody to feel like this. Now I work with a lot of moms that lost kids, so I can't never put myself in a place. But
right. How can we help your organization or your movement support group Let Us Live? In what way can we be helpful to you?
Right now, the most helpful thing I need is for followers on Facebook. It's a support group. It has black and red hearts. It's called Let Us Live. You enter it. It's not private. It's a public group. So the only thing I'm asking for is followers to have awareness. So when I do get out here and I'm marching with the moms, people see that we're out here and we're doing, we're doing all we can, but we're not getting no help. We're out here. We having events. I had an event with Kentavia mom a few months ago that honored all the kids that was killed in Chicago, and things. And we have other children speaking in their place, they want their voices to be heard. We shouldn't lose as many kids as we're losing. And the thing about Kentavia case is these boys are very dangerous. They are out there, and she's not the only one. I personally know people that have been shot by these boys. The parents, they don't care. They with them. They get it. They hiding them. They not trying to help the situation.
So they just out there still maliciously murdering people.
They was maliciously murdering people before Kentavia, and they've been murdering people after Kentavia. They are on the news, running from the police. They are very dangerous to society. They're like 19. They don't care. That's what they live by. They live by the gun, and that's what they want to do. They don't. They get themselves names after they murder your child. They're walking around calling themselves headshot after they put a 12-year-old honor student down. Her family will never be okay. And I have a son, and he will never be okay because he lost a dad that was in his life his whole life, never missed a day of his life. So it's a lot of people that's hurting out here, and I'm just trying to help them.
So,
On their day.
guys, everybody that's tuning in to today's show, Queen G Live Experience, mothers against mothers who have suffered loss from gun violence, please go on to Let Us Live on Facebook. Let Us Live on Facebook and like that page. I'm going to do that as well. I have my tablet here. So while we're doing the show and live, I will be going and putting my like on that page. And
Thank
also,
you.
I'll share some of the events that have taken place from your page as well, and help to create some more activity on that end too. And I want to support you guys. Anything that you have coming up that is
Yes.
in the works, or you're working on something, please inbox me. I'm here for you in that way.
Yeah,
Um,
my next event will be probably a prayer event at a church where I can get all the mothers in and get some prayer, get some of that hurt lifted up off of their spirits and things like
right,
that.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
And my
thank you
support
so
group, you
much.
can, post whatever memories of your loved ones. You can share memories of your loved ones. You can come if you need help getting justice. Post all the information in a group. That's what it's there for. And it don't have to be gun violence. If you lost someone and you love them, you're more than welcome to post them.
To join. Okay, I appreciate. Yeah, that's a blessing to know that as well. And we're here for you. You know what I mean? We're here for you. You guys all join Queen G Live Experience too. This page, this movement. We'll be back and
Oh
forth.
yes, I
Honestly,
will. I'll share
people that know
everything.
me, people that know me know that I don't just say it. You know
Yes.
what I mean? I don't just say it. I don't just talk. I'm really there in pushing those buttons and doing whatever we got to do to make this happen, and bring awareness to some of the unsolved crimes and things like that. So I'm gonna get my next guest on, Ebony. We got a lot. We got a full schedule today. You have been such a
Okay.
blessing. Thank you for bringing awareness to what you're doing, and everybody that is on here right now. Again, go to Let Us Live on Facebook and please like that page. Do it right now. Don't wait. Don't wait
Thank
till we
you.
get off. Do it right now, please, as we speak. Okay. Thank you so much, Ebony. You've been a blessing. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Have a great day, Queen.
No problem. I'm gonna get my next guest on. Let's see who our next guest is. Oh, we have we're expecting Brandy as well. I don't. Let me see who the next guest is supposed to be. This is, oh my God, y'all. This is heavy today. This is really, really a heavy show. Let me go to Let Us Live too and do my part and go ahead and uh get my like on the page. We're gonna get our next guest on. Let Us Live. Let me do that right now. Here it is, right here. Let Us Live. I don't know if it's hashtag Let Us Live. Let's get our next guest on while we're doing that. This is Miss Brandy Martin from Big Red Entertainment. Welcome to the show, Mama.
Welcome. Thank you. Good afternoon, Queen. Good afternoon. Thank you
Good
for having us.
afternoon.
Thank you for having us.
Oh my God. Thank you for choosing me as the platform to do this. This is bigger than what I thought. this
Yes,
is
it's way bigger. It's way bigger. Turn it down a little bit. It's way
this
bigger.
is
And we also have one other mom, Shavonda. She should be actually jumping on after me.
okay, okay. So Brandy, if you can take us back to your story, can you tell us the situation with your daughter? Give us your backstory on what happened, and if you can talk about it.
No, I can definitely talk about it. The dead can't speak for themselves, so God has chosen me to be a mouthpiece for a lot of things concerning what's going on in my city, and this is one that I actually take very personal. Actually, in order to tell my story, I have to tell the whole story. It started
Right.
June 27th. June 27th, my sister was struck and killed by the 69th Red Line train due to negligence of the conductor retrieving her cell phone. And that's when the drama actually started. The tragedies actually kicked in. At 12:34, my sister was killed, and I made national news for that. So the whole week of the 27th, for 5 days, I was campaigning and trying to get help from GoFundMe to bury my sister because, of course, it was unexpected. But instead of people actually helping my sister off the tracks, they actually picked up their phones. There was footage leaked of my sister's body split in half. Um, footage of her just total disrespect. Footage was actually leaked by a CCA worker that was actually working on the platform at the day that she was killed. The sixth day
Is
of
that
dealing with the
even legal?
no, it
Is
isn't.
that
And right now, that is one of the things that I'm pushing on. I've been working behind the scenes on that because I'm trying to actually get a act in my sister's name, the Fallon Smith Act, to make sure there are better precautions and safety measures taken to prevent someone else's family member from dying or a train not being aware that someone is on a platform. Because many things can happen. People just don't jump on a platform. Sometimes a person can stumble and fall. A kid can fall. The blind can fall. The elderly can pass out. A lot of different things. So that's the whole point of the Fallon Smith Act. But instead, people picked up their phones. There were 10 people on the platform the day my sister died. And they stood by and watched her get hit by a train instead of lending a hand. And on the sixth day of dealing with this, my daughter was killed. She was struck in the head by a stray bullet on 42nd and Wells in the city of Chicago, Illinois, at 2:34 in the morning. Crazy, 6 days apart, 12:34 and 2:34. Them numbers, yeah, them numbers is something else. But um,
okay?
my daughter died on the streets. I never got the opportunity, as Miss Blackford was speaking earlier. She actually had the chance and opportunity to be there with her child, and at the last moments, or at the scene of the crime. I didn't. I never got a chance to see my daughter until actually she was being dressed for the funeral. When I did go to the medical examiner's office, they showed my baby on a screen. I had never experienced nothing like that in my life, but they protected what they thought they did was to protect my mental, but my daughter's hole was so big above her eye that they had to cover it with tape because they didn't want me to see the degree of how big the hole actually was. My daughter was celebrating the 4th of July on the streets with friends, and she was the only one that didn't make it home that night. She was had just turned 21 years old. Um, 22 years old, 30 days prior to dying. She's born June 5th. She died July 5th. So, what I can tell you is, me on a personal note on the big red side, but as a Brandy Martin, the person, I am a broken mother. I am suffering from Great Depression. Right here in Chicago, we don't have the proper help. It seems like once you become a headline, you're only hot as long as the headline is hot. And once the headline is over with, many are forgotten about. So I decided, in the midst of
So
my
like
grieving,
like basically a smorgasbord of numbers. You're just a
yes, it's
number.
just a smorgasbord of
It's
numbers. Yeah, and if you come from where we come from, mothers, like Naisha, Miss Blackford, you know what I'm saying, Adrian, Adrian and Shavonda. When you come from places like we come from, we're not a concern. You understand what I'm saying? We're not a concern at all, and that's just what it is. A lot of the stuff doesn't actually really hit the news that needs to hit the news. I believe a lot of us don't have answers or justice because the news only puts up so much information. And half of the time, the information is off anyway. So I decided in September to take my tragedies, which was bigger than myself and my daughter and my sister, and get together all of the high profile cases that I hit the city of Chicago that people are now beginning to not think about anymore, or talk about anymore, I even fight for anymore. From the state's attorney's office to the mayor's office to the activists to the ones that we are supposed to be able to count on and help, for help to solve these cases or to help us through these times, they have failed us. So I decided to do a documentary where we tell our own stories. There will be no
Right.
detectives. There will
And
be
give us
no
the name of
mayors.
that
There will be no
documentary.
politicians. No Love, the documentary. It's for this is for my city. And as you can see from this interview, this is for the people. So, sometimes they say bad things happen for good reasons, but I believe that if something like this hadn't happened so close to home for me, I've always been a community worker. I've always cared, got out here and found children, fed the hungry and all of that. And I've always, took a heart and took in what was going on in my neighborhood, my communities, my cities, other cities. I had that type of heart, but now it has touched home. So now that's my mission. So I'm using my company because I already have a platform to actually get it out there and hopefully reach people. Sometimes people get the message from the people that look just like them. You understand what I'm saying? I'm
Oh
telling them
yeah,
I'm
I
an
totally
everyday
get
person.
that.
I'm an everyday
Mhm.
person. We're everyday mothers. You know what I'm saying? And we're everyday people. But a lot of often we are forgotten about because we get tired. They drain us out. They stall us out so long to you almost cave and you don't even want to fight no more because you can't get any help or support. I don't know how it is in no other city, but in Chicago, it sucks.
It's
I'm
rough.
blessed to
And
say
you
that
shouldn't be. These are human beings, and these are families, and
these are
that's
our children's, these are
right.
our kids.
That is not a number. You understand? So no, I'm offended just in being a parent. I'm offended by that.
As you should be, as you should be, as the world should be. The world should be furious on what's going on. I say this all the time, Queen. I don't wish this on anybody. I don't wish it on
Right,
anybody. But I will tell you something. Everybody gets a turn to deal with something that they need the world and they need help with. And this is a
right,
fight that is going on across the globe. Children dying every day. My documentary is not only about gun violence, it's about our women that are coming up missing that no one seems to care about anymore. Sex trafficking, domestic violence, police brutality. We are dealing with all of this, and this should be affecting us as a whole, not individually, because this is a world problem. This is not a
right.
individual household problem. This is something that is truly affecting us as a whole. It hurts me, although we are all working together, we warrior moms, but it hurts us like, excuse my French, like hell. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? To
yeah,
keep reliving this
definitely.
all over again because we're fighting for answers and we're begging for help from the people who are hired and get
And
our
I'm,
tax
you know
money
what,
to help us.
I'm hearing too that I'm sure there are other situations, other people worldwide that are also experiencing these things. And
Yes,
your type of group, your awareness, you coming forward makes a
yes.
difference. You coming forward and coming to the forefront to say, hey, this is the losses that we're suffering. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we need. The fact that you're coming forward, more people are going to, you know what I mean,
And guess
come
what? It's
out
not
and
just
be
even
bold
about
enough.
it's not
Yeah,
even just about the warrior moms that's actually a part of the documentary right now. This is for every mother, every father, the grandparents that's raising children, anybody that has been a mother or a father figure in any type of way who has lost their child, or any fiance, any wife, any cousin, any auntie, any uncle. This is for them. You know what I'm saying?
right, right,
It's
right,
so much. This is what I got the revelation of. This is so much bigger than my story. And
right.
although,
Brandy,
we are highlighting people from
right.
this, we're going
Hmm.
far back to people who have been forgotten about. The sisters that have been missing 20 years here in Chicago. No one has looked for them since. You know, Tyshawn Lee that was killed in the alley. The young boy that was killed in the alley. You know what I'm saying? It's so many people that I'm trying to make sure. And that's why this documentary is stated, say their names. This is the first season. And it's 6 episodes of stories, real life story, real events, real people, real kids, real adults, and there's no cover up. There's no wrong way to say it. And a lot of stuff is being told for the very first time. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
We're
right.
not
And
the only ones.
thank God for your vision and your obedience to
Yes.
do this. And I know when I say obedience, I said I'm talking about
And
from
that's what it
God.
is. No, that's what it
Yeah,
is. I'm being
obedience
I'm
from
being
God to
obedient
do
with
this.
this. Yes.
You know.
Yes,
And
indeed.
let me ask you this because I want to talk about what brought you guys to this platform today. What did you guys just do before we went live? Tell us
Well, actually, we're in
what
downtown
today was
Chicago.
about.
We're in downtown Chicago, and this is not our first attempt. Ms. Blackford have sent out letters. Kim Fox have received them. She has the documents to show she signed for these letters, right along with other moms. You know what I'm saying? People have made attempts. We getting a runaround, and we just tired of being tired. I mean, we're grieving already. Why handle the stresses of the politicians and people who are in position? Why do we have to do their jobs? Why do we have
Right.
to? And that is the point of us being down here. We want answers, and we want someone to sit down with us and talk and come up with a goal and a plan to listen. Rome ain't built in a day, and we know we're not going to get results in 30 minutes, but at least let us know that we're not walking this walk alone, because that's what they get
Right.
up on the news and lie and tell the world. The mayor gets up there and lie. Andrew Holmes gets up there and lie. The activist gets up there and lie. Kim Fox, I did private meetings with Kim Fox, and actually I was a fan of hers. And they made promises to mothers, 40 mothers, when election was going on, that no one has seen or heard from them since. But they've been elected. So I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that. And there's some mothers out here that are not ready to talk, because this grieving process is a mother. You know what I'm saying? Some of
Right.
us are shut down. Some of us are coming out of shells that we've been locked in darkness for a long time. And we just tired. But we do got
Yeah.
some
Right.
like me and
Right.
Miss Blackford and Ebony and Siobhan that we ready to talk. So we talking. And we talking for our babies. The dead cannot speak for themselves. That's all. We all
That's
they
facts.
got.
That's
We all,
facts.
you know?
That's facts. I mean, just the first story alone of a mother sitting in her living room and her honor student, gets murdered right in her living room. Come on now, like
That's like
anybody
Shavonda's. That's like
that's a
Shavonda's
mother.
case, and I hope she's joining on here. But Shavonda, daughter was killed. Jasmine Robinson, she was killed in her home by a family member or a friend. No one is under investigation right now. Adrian, her son Tremaine, was killed by a family friend in her home, and she watched her son die. Her and her husband watched her son die. This was a boy she raised. Naisha's daughter was an honor student on her way to college, doing things, and stopped at a store, and two men opened fire and killed her and took her life. All these young women and men were promising. They had everything working out for them. They were potential doctors, lawyers. You know what I'm saying?
And
Anything.
life
And
was cut
it's been
short
stole. It's been stole. It's been
violently,
stolen. Exactly. And they feel
violently
like
and
once we lay
maliciously.
our
Yeah.
children to rest, that it's over. No, that's when it starts for the mothers. That's when it starts. I mean, we don't even have time to think. We just trying to get our kids in the ground the best way we know how, for some unexpected things that we never expected to happen. But now we're left
Right.
still after that. This is death after death. Like one shot kills a million people. That is true. This is
It's
so
so
true.
true.
And we are dying in the inside. No matter how you go on our Facebooks to see us smiling and trying to push through, these are the dark moments. We have seen it. There's no hole. There's nobody that can fill those holes and those voids of our children. And to know that we don't have our own city behind us, are the people that get up there and use our names and our children's names and say they got our back, that don't give us nothing. We can't take that no more. And that's our purpose for being down here at Kim Fox office today. That's the purpose. It's time to draw attention. They give attention to everything else: retail theft, um, people hanging out in front of the stores. They still protecting the stores from looting. Well, I'm telling you, nothing is gonna stop it until something is done. But imagine what the warrior mothers is about to do, and that's what I need them to be prepared for. This is just the first start, and I felt like you was the perfect person to put this out, because there's so many people attached to you. I think it's time for the people that are here. Oprah Winfrey filmed her show here for years. Michael Jordan played ball here for years. You know what I'm saying? This is the type. Kanye West is from here. Common is from here.
Right.
Like, where are they? Where are they? Our kids and our babies are dying every second out here. And no one seems
So,
to care.
Brandy, I'm gonna ask you the same thing that I asked the other moms. What is it that we, as a public and a society, can do to assist you with your movement, your documentary, or all the things that you're putting on top of the table for Warrior Moms? What is it that we can do to assist you?
First off, I just want everybody to support the moms. Support the moms and understand that this is like, this is not easy. And although I don't have a problem with talking about my story, it's hard because you relive it already on a daily basis. We just want people to be aware and to step up. You know, we got this no snitching act going on everywhere around the world. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it. I once was in the streets and I understand the code. But when it comes to your kids, it's a different type of thing. And I want people to understand that
Right,
everybody gets a turn. Everybody gets a day. It could be your lover, your daughter, your cousin, your boyfriend, your son, your niece, your nephew. And then would the snitching code still stand then? You know, and to know that we getting out here walking in the snow, in the rain, rallying for our children, that's not easy. And we need the support of our
right.
people. We need the
While
support.
still grieving too, on top of
Yes,
that, while still
most of these
grieving
cases,
at the same
majority of the
time.
cases in this documentary, Queen, was all national news, all made national news. And now national don't care what's going on. You know what I'm saying? The names have stopped going through the news. You know what I'm saying? You got some that are genuinely involved and genuinely want to know who care. But then you got the ones that stick up under you to cloud up on your cases. You know, you got those two out here that's saying that they working to help you get justice, but in reality, they just want to cloud up on your cases. They want to use your children's names to draw attention to them, and it don't even be about that. It be about whatever they got going on in their life, whether it's running for elections and different things like that. So we have decided to take it into our own hands since we got to do the work
Right,
anyway. So it's a
right. You
movement.
might as
It's a
well.
movement. It's a movement. I want everybody to hashtag warrior moms. Go on these young ladies' pages, get to know who they are, get to know their children through their pages. We just want people to be aware that we still are going through. And it's even rougher when you don't, like, I can't say this enough. You don't have the people that's in the proper position that actually cares about the work that they do enough to want to get answers. We just another number and another name. And all they want to do is occasionally throw a t-shirt up. I throw, you know, talk about it. And it's never the real truth. It's never the real truth. Everything is just up and down. That's why a lot of us don't have answers. The initial first headline messes us up every rip. Every rip. Every rep. And it's like, who can you trust? And when you got politicians that's involved with family members and their family members, I understand my family is all messed up. I got a little bit of some of everything in my family. You understand what I'm saying? But I got morals and I got
Right,
beliefs and I got certain things that I stand for. And although I am only in control of my life, I can only do what I can do. You know what I'm saying? And I won't ever say that I don't know people just like the people that I'm discussing. But when it comes to
right.
your children, it's a whole different mission. It's a whole different mission and a whole different lane. And the understanding is different. I'm dying on the inside, Queen. It's a challenge to get out the bed every day. And as hard as I go, I can't. My daughter's head with the gunshot in it, it keeps flashing, just like the rest of these moms. I can't imagine what Miss Blackford went through to stand there and watch that happen. Like my eyes are tearing up thinking about it because I cry about not being there with my child. But I thank God he spared me that because I wouldn't be able to deal with something like that. That's hell. And we
Right.
forever live this. We forever go through this. This is something that's never going to leave us. And I think it's so unfair that people seem to forget until it happens to them.
My God. My God. I'm just trying to.
My daughter was promising. She was a college student. She was an entrepreneur. She had just went viral, 4 million views on creating the first hat to go, where she was putting wigs that was made on hats for the everyday woman. She was working. She was a stylist. She did the new broadcaster hair down in where she lived at before she moved back home. They all had promising lives. You know what I'm saying? They all had things going on. And I think it's so unfair that we have been stripped of that. And no one seems to care. and they're hiding out these criminals, and they're making them feel like it's okay for the shit that they have put out, but and they have destroyed lives. So it's crazy. I don't know no other way to put it. I've never lost for words. This situation here gets me tongue tied often because it's just like, what do we do? What is the next step when the people that we're counting on is not there? And who can you trust? Who can you trust?
Because I look at this, she in the world.
It's sad. It's very sad. Very sad. And I'm hurting.
So
It's
I
been
wanna
20 months on the 5th. Me and Shavonda share the same date. June 5th for her, July 5th for me. And it's horrible. It's been horrible. And this is like a nightmare that I have not yet to wake up from. I don't even sleep even
right,
to dream it again. But you know this. We talk in the middle of the night. Like, I
right,
can't
right.
sleep, and this is why. This is why. You call the police stations, they can't give you no answers. You go down there, you're supposed to be put out for trespassing because they don't want to talk at the time. They steady switching detectives. No one has been on a case long enough to even know what the heck is going on with a case. So everybody's new to everything. It's a tragedy. The legal system in Chicago, Illinois, I'm not gonna be the first to say it, and I won't be the last. It freaking sucks.
Right,
It sucks, but
right.
they want us to vote for them. They want to take our tax money and decorate their offices, but give us no help.
My apologies, guys. My device is ringing. Can you hear me, Brandy?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, my apologies for that. I've had to switch devices several times during this show just to try to keep up with the technology and trying to, stay on point with everything and keep the show rolling. It's technology is technology. So forgive me, guys, but we're going to continue and get this story any means necessary because it's very important to bring awareness to what is happening and what's going on. And I just want to thank you, Big Red and Brandy, Big Red Entertainment, Brandy Martin, for your courage, your honesty, your transparency. You know what I mean? I don't want to imagine,
I don't ever want you to have to
and
imagine.
I know that I believe that God here is hearing all of the cries of all the mothers and all the babies that can't speak for themselves. I believe that God is hearing us. We have to do this as a team.
Yes,
We got to do
yes.
this as a team. And that's my thing. Like, even if you ain't experienced, if you are a mother and have pushed a baby out of your vagina, you understand this impacts all of us.
This should be
And,
affecting
and
you.
that's why
It should be
I was like,
affecting you. It
I,
should.
right.
It
There is
should.
no way you can't feel this. Come
And
on
you know
now.
what? I feel like
There is
even
no
if
way
they
that
didn't
you can
birth the
tell me you
child,
can't feel this.
even if they didn't birth the child, if you are a person that has loved and nurtured a child for however long it is, for them to be their lives to be stolen due to gun violence or any type of way,
Right.
that's a pain that's undescribable. I tell people all the time I'm a big Madlock fan. And I tell people all the time I used to watch the show, and I just tell people for a second, I want somebody to walk in our shoes. And I want you to think about the first day you lay eyes on your baby girl or your baby boy, the first time you felt them kick in their stomach. Now imagine you getting a phone call. Imagine your eyes seeing your child killed. And that
Right.
feeling that you felt on that first time you ever lay eyes on them, you no longer feel that no more.
Right.
If you
Right.
don't rock with none of us mothers, you don't like none of us mothers, rock with the cause that we standing behind, because this should affect the world. It should affect the world. It shouldn't just be our problems. These are our kids, and we're standing out here for not just ours, for everybody.
Right. Exactly. We do have another guest that we're expecting today, right?
Yes, Shavonda.
Okay. So I want to say again, Brandy, thank you for your courage. And listen, those tears are healing, honey. Those tears are the
Baby,
beginning
and I'm
of your
holding them
healing.
in, you know me, lips shaking and everything. I'm a big crybaby, you know what I'm saying, and it's okay, you know what I'm
Right,
saying. It's definitely okay, because I'm not crying
right,
over no shoes. I ain't crying over no man. I ain't
right.
crying over no
No,
job. I ain't crying over no friends. I'm crying because I'm hurt and I miss my child. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter has sickle cell, and she like the dad 3 times, and sickle cell didn't kill my child. A bullet did. So that's the
a gun.
hardest
Yeah.
shit in the world to
Mm,
ever come to grips with.
mm. Golly. Oof,
That's the
oof.
hardest thing in the
I'm
world. I didn't have no grandkids. We don't have no grandkids. We ain't gonna never have no grandkids. Never. We won't get no weddings. We won't get no proms.
right.
We don't get none of that. We just get sorry. There's nothing we can do for you right now. Bring the murder weapon. We don't
And
get no
that's not
camera clip. We
enough.
don't get nothing.
That's not enough. Yeah, that's not enough. We can't accept that. You know.
It's
Mm.
time to make some noise.
So
And I'm
I'm
so
gonna
grateful that you're allowing us to use your platform to be a part of this journey. This journey started in September, and I want to say a special shout out to Passion Dreamer 515, as well as Bases Loaded Inc. and Bases Loaded Productions. That is the filming crew, and my friend and my bro who also lost a child that's actually filming this production, because he helped to push this vision as well. And I want to let him know in the midst of this, I'm thinking about him too, because a lot of this stuff wouldn't have got out here if it wasn't for him, pushing the ball. But
right.
we need y'all help, y'all. We need the world's help. This is not a city cry. This is a world cry. And I'm quite sure there's a million moms and dads across this globe that feels just like we feel.
Right. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a world issue.
This is a
Um,
world issue.
hmm Can you imagine how many I just I just feel as if now that some awareness is being brought to this, that it's going to make a change and a difference. It should. It
Let
should.
me tell you something. So many kids died the weekend of the 4th of July, the weekend my daughter died. So one of the artists from Chicago, I don't know if it was Lil Durk or G Herbo, he used the newspaper clipping as his album cover. 19 murders. 4th of July weekend. And not one case has been solved. Just another headline. Just another headline. And I did every news in the city of Chicago. I made national news because my deaths happened so close together. I was already national with my sister, so they attached it as soon as it happened. And no justice, no
Right.
peace, no answers, no nothing. 20 months today.
Right,
20
right,
months on
right.
the 5th. Nothing.
Wow. So, Brandy, I'm gonna get our next guest on. Let's go ahead and get Shavonda on. Um, and I would like for you, after this is all over, to go ahead and post all the information in the comments. Okay, all the
I
information
will.
for
She wants you guys to post
uh,
the information in the
your
comments.
yes, please, because we want to bring awareness to this. And then after this is over, I will post to other groups because I have a lot of groups, and I'm gonna post
I
all of
know.
them, all of them. Okay,
I
I've been
know.
posting some while I've been live, because I got this tablet next to me, and I'm posting while we're live, kind of multitasking
You
here.
taught me well. You
Um,
taught me well. I got mine too. You taught
look
me
at this.
well. You taught me well,
Yeah,
Queen. You taught me well. I
I've been
love you
doing
and I
some.
appreciate you. And I know this was something new for you, but you red carpet. You red carpet host, you're celebrity host. And I think it's just time for the world to hear. And I thought you would be the perfect person. Outside of this, you genuinely care about people and women.
Right.
And this is something that I know on a personal level with you. So I thought you'd be the perfect person to do this. And I wanted to give you the opportunity to get the first side of our stories before we actually take off. If someone out there is watching,
Wow.
all of these mothers, we are prepared to do interviews to get the word out there. Anything, as long as y'all trying to help us and not trying to
Right.
exploit us and use our children's name as a way to build up some shit. We need the help. So if you're
Right.
watching, if you happen to see this, we are definitely, the delivery is everything. So it's the way you come to us that we would definitely know. Because Miss Blackford and myself and Ebony, we have seen who the demons that come when stuff like this happen.
Right.
So just trying to use proper discernment, but we would love to get the story out there. I'm my next move. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I didn't say this publicly until now. I'm reaching out to TMZ. Also reaching out to the Breakfast Club. I'm reaching out to a couple of people. I think it's time. They laugh and joke about Nike shoes, who fighting. Let's talk about who dying and really mean to have a
Right.
discussion about it. You know?
In these streets, these innocent babies' lives being taken, and
Exactly.
um,
Why they
people
come
to
here
gun
making money
violence.
off Chicago people. Exactly. Get into what's going on here.
Right.
And
Right.
another
Right.
thing,
Right.
Salt Village is another thing you're gonna hear about. They also need to be investigated as well. Salt Village police station. They another one. We have families from there as well. Shavonda is one of them. And yeah, she'll tell you more about that in her story. But I love you, Queen. Thank you for having us. I'm gonna sit back and watch the
Thank
other
you
mom that
so
pops up
much,
on here.
Brandy.
And I'm looking
Thank you for
forward.
this amazing opportunity to be the first one to break the story about mothers against gun violence. I appreciate you so much
Yes.
also for choosing this platform as the
Warrior Mom
forum and the
Chicago.
place uh, to present this to the world. I appreciate that. So we're gonna get our next guest on. Love you, girl. Love
I
you.
love you too. Thank you. God bless.
Okay, y'all. When I tell you this is one of the toughest shows that I've ever done, probably in my career. Um, I've never heard anything like that described. A child's head blown off. I just want y'all to take a minute and just think about that. Just take a moment and let that sink in. That's it's just too much. It's too much. So let's get our next guest on. Let's talk to her. Whew.
Okay.
Okay. See if we can get our next guest on. Hey, I don't know if Brandy is still on here. Siobhan,
Is Siobhan on? I'm gonna get off Queen and tell Siobhan to jump on. Is she
huh?
on? Is Siobhan on? Did she log in?
She's not there.
She's not with us. Did she log in?
I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna log off, Court.
Okay, okay. So if you guys are on this live, please go to Let Us Live on Facebook and like that page. And also, let me look at the other. I want to get the names right. Mothers Against Gun Violence, Warrior Moms. Warrior Moms is the name, I believe she said, of her movement. Go ahead and go to that Facebook page and like that page. Um, I want to thank Ebony Phillips for being on our show. I want to thank Kanila Blackfoot as well. I hope I'm saying her name right. I want to thank Brandy Martin for being a special guest on our show. This is about mothers against gun violence. Um, very controversial, very heart wrenching, as I said in the beginning. And also, these mothers are grieving. The one thing that Brandy said that really, really stood out to me is that they are still grieving. It does not go away. The vision of what happened doesn't go away. The loss of a child, that does not go away. It still stays with them every single day, and they're just literally existing. They're literally existing, trying to hang in there to survive, to you know, work through every single day. So let me see if we are wrapped on this. I'm checking now. Yeah, so go back, make sure that you share this live. Also, please follow Let Us Live. Also, Mothers Against Gun Violence, I believe. Let me make sure I want to make sure I'm reading it right because I don't want to say it wrong at all. Mothers Against Gun Violence, Warrior Moms. Um, put the information in the comments so that people have information. Also, go like those pages and let us make sure that we support these mothers who have lost their children. And these children don't have voices for themselves. They are no longer with us. Um, and these mothers have memories. They have, you know, instances and situations that have happened that it just it's a memory. It's there. You know what I mean? It's what we can do together as a team is to rally up and make sure that this information gets out there to the public. So I want to thank everybody. Okay, okay. We have another person coming on. We have one more person, one more guest coming on. So I'm gonna keep talking until we can get her on the show. Thank you guys for hanging in there live with us today. This is a long segment, but it's okay. We're going to stay on as long as we need to get all of the information in and talk to our mothers who have been affected by gun violence in their own lives, and their children have been taken from this situation. I'm just really sad. I'm really sad. I don't know what to think or say, or I'm at a loss of words, you know? And if you are a parent, you every day. I did a show this morning and I didn't even understand why I did that show. But if you guys watched the show this morning, Queen G Live Experience, I talked about how tomorrow is not promised and we have today. We have this moment, and you have to do everything that you have to do to put in on your day and cherish every moment that you can. Tomorrow's not promised. Time is not on our side. I talked about that this morning. I didn't know or understand why that subject was on my mind, not even realizing or associating it with the fact that we were going to do this show today. It was kind of more a message downloaded from God that just I had to talk about. And I was just thinking about how all the years that flew by, and how time is it ain't waiting for none of us. Um, time is very sensitive. Time is very precious, and we have moments and we have these memories. My children are up, grown now. And I can't believe that they have grown up so quickly. You know what I mean? Right before my eyes. It's like, wow, seriously? Where did the time go? So time is not on our side. And we have today, we have this moment. We have to cherish every second with our family and our loved ones and our children. And, make sure that you love up on them and make sure that you make these moments, of memories last forever as much as you can. Let me see. Let me get an update and see where we are, guys. Hold on a second. Um, uh, so, so yeah, I want to thank Brandy Martin of Big Red Entertainment for coming on here. I want to thank also Miss Ebony Phillips of Let Us Live, I believe. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Yeah, Let Us Live. That's a support group. Please, again, go on live to their Facebook pages and support and like those pages, please. And support and like also Mothers Against Gun Violence, Warrior Moms. We want to make sure that we put that information in the comment boxes. Thank you for all who tuned in to today's segment. And let's one at a time, as much as we can, with what we have, do what you can. Do your part. Do your part. Don't sit back and just watch this show and be like, oh, okay, whatever. Not especially as a parent. Especially as a parent. As parents, we have to jump in and be more proactive about this issue and rally with these mothers and do our part, give financial donations. Finances is always an issue. That was not brought up here. They just asked simply for you to like their pages. But come on, we know that finances is always an issue. Because anytime you do anything like this that is this monumental, there's going to be travel involved. There's going to be things that you need um, that because time is being taken away from working in our jobs and things like that hey, money is an issue all the time. So if you can support financially, I'm telling you that right now because I know I'm a mother, and finances is always something that comes up, and that's an issue. So please, you guys, support these women, get behind them. Let's all as a movement and as a front together rally and come together and do our part. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to get off of here. This is your girl, Queen G of Queen G Live Experience. And I want to thank again Brandy Martin of Big Red Entertainment for bringing this exclusive story to our team and staff here at Queen G Live Experience. And if there's nothing else, you guys, I'm out of here. I'll talk to y'all next time, okay? This is your girl, Queen G of Queen G Live Experience. Have a fabulous and amazing day.